Hey, hi guys. So in this video we will talk about something on CLI perspective. So if you go to my GitHub, go to classes and go to module. Yeah. So let me open ltcli command.txt. Yeah. So okay. So far we have created from the GUI perspective by clicking a lot of buttons. Like for example, if you go to launch templates here, so what we have done here is you click on create launch template, and then you will just keep on clicking a couple of things and that will create a launch template. But now we are just going to use how to create the launch template and other things using the command line interface. Yeah. So now I'm gonna delete my old launch templates. Okay, perfect. Now, so in order to do this, there are multiple ways of doing it. But right now in AWS, we have something called Cloud Shell here. Yeah, this is the icon. Okay, but you will not be able to see, for example, if you're in IAM, click on IAM. Yeah. So if you click on IAM, if you click on users, okay. Okay, never mind. I think in the olden times, when you click on IAM, you will not be able to see this Cloud Shell icon. But I think nowadays, maybe after some new updates, I think it is there in whichever services you click on. I think that's going to be static, so which is good. Cool. Now you have to click on Cloud Shell here. So when you click on, I mean, there are multiple ways of creating the launch template using the CLI. This is the easy way, but if you don't have console access, then what I would say is, in my previous video, for example, you have to go to your command prompt and you have to install AWS CLI version, and then you have to type AWS configure, and then it will ask you for the secret ID, access key ID, all those things. Okay, that's a different video, but for now, this video I'm going to use Cloud Shell, which is inbuilt CLI tool inside the browser, inside the AWS console itself. Okay, cool. Now once it is up and running, if you go to my GitHub page, beginners-Samir AWS for beginners, then classes, module 6 auto scaling, lt_CLI commands. So let's see the first command. Okay, so what is this first command does? The first command is, okay, let me open my notepad. Cool. So if you see the first command here, these are all the syntax. Okay, so AWS EC2 and the create launch template is the syntax, and then hyphen launched, hyphen launch template name, and you're gonna give some template name. Okay, so for example, this is my template, is Samir template, something like this. Okay, or Samir LT. I'll give like this LT. Yeah, and what is the version description? I'm gonna give version 1. Okay, and then slash is nothing but, since I'm just enter the command here, these are all one command. Okay, so if you delete the slash here, so what I would say is, you can make it in one line like this. Say for example, Control C, Control X, and then Control V. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, now this is in one command. Okay, since there was a space issue, so you are just you're just cutting the command into the second line, and that's why we have put the slash. So let me go back, Control Z, see here. So that's why you're putting this backslash here, so that it will when you copy and paste it in the command prompt in the black terminal, it will consider it as a one command. Okay, cool. Now what I do is, I just want to delete it, so I'm just making it as a one command. So you can do either way. Now okay, so these things are syntax, and this is one which you have to give. I'm just give Samir -lt or Samir launch template. Okay, I'm just giving Samir LT, something like this, and version description is the key, and this is a value, and -launch template data, and inside this, these are all the JSON file. Okay, so here if you see this, Control C, and then if you open jsonlint.com, so if you copy and paste it here, if you click on validate JSON, see, it will be in a nice format where you can see. So this is what we have put it here. Now what is this AMI ID? For you guys, it would be a different AMI ID. How can you verify it? If you go to your Cloud Shell here, right click on EC2, it will open up a new tab. So in the EC2, so if you want to see the list of AMIs, I would say click on AMIs. No, let's do one thing. Click on instances and click on launch instances. I think this is the easy way. Okay, click on Amazon Linux to MSE. We got the AMI ID. So just make sure that copy this AMI ID and put it here. So I think that is the same ID which I've already copied and pasted. Okay, so yeah, that is the same ID. So just copying this, and then what I'll do here is you go to the console, and what we are going to do is we are going to create a launch template. Yeah, this is a create launch template. So just to make sure that whether I have any launch template already, so just EC2 with the same name. So just scroll up and launch templates here, click on launch template. So we have one launch template called my WordPress themed, but the launch template which we are creating is Samir LT, so no problem. So control A, control C, come here, control V, and then hit enter. So now it will say, see your launch template ID, you got the ID, this is the name, and this is a created by Samir, and this is a default version number, latest version number. Now if you come here, if you refresh your screen, see within a second this got created. Okay, so 1 minute. Okay, cool. So if you click on this, yes, this launch template is active, which is good now. So this is how you can create the launch template, just like that. Okay, now let's go back to my this one. Okay, so we saw the first one. Now the second one. Okay, Samir, what is the second one? If you see the second one, okay, I'm gonna copy this line. Okay, I'm gonna still copy here, and then I'm going to open my notepad. Okay, see this. So what it says is, it says create launch template. I have already mentioned in the tags also. So the tag is, so this will create launch template with tags. So what it says, create launch template, and this is a launch template name, and I'm going to give some, okay, this is the name of the template which I'm giving, and this is a version description version 1 // because I'm just cutting the command into the second line. Okay, and this is the launch template data. Okay, so if you copy the entire thing and paste it here in the jsonlint.com so that you can easily see a lot of things. See, for example, okay, so okay, I'm gonna take this off the first one. So here if you see tag specifications, you are saying resource type as instance, tags. Okay, this is the key is purpose, value is web server, and image ID. So we are tagging the launch template thing. So what I will do, I'll come here, control A, control C, let's create it now. Okay, so control V. So you will get this message stating that you're typing multi-line text. So you just click on paste, and that will be pasted, and then you hit enter. Once you hit enter, see it will say yes boss, it is created. Okay, so once it's created, if you want to verify, come here, go to launch templates on the left side, and then refresh, say it's already created, my template for auto scaling. Okay, if you see whether tags are there or not, just click on it, click on template tags. Not here, 1 minute. My template for auto scaling, details, scroll down, storage. Okay, see in the resource tag you got key value. Okay, and this is the tag instance. So with this template, if you create any instance, so that instance will have this key and value there. Okay, so this is one more which we have seen right now, which is LT with tags. Okay, now I'm going to create one more here. Okay, so before that, let me try to delete these instances. So do we have any delete options? Yes, we have a delete one. See here, delete the launch template, AWS EC2 delete launch template. So what you can do is, I'm just copying this, okay, and opening the notepad. Okay, so here we go, and then I'm gonna delete the launch template ID. Okay, so here if you go to my Cloud Shell, I already got some template ID which what got created, so I'm just copying that, control C. Okay, and then I'm gonna paste it here, control V. Now control C here, and then control V. So hit, it will delete it. Okay, now I got one more here. So I'm going to copy the first launch template which we got created, Control C, and I'm going to paste it here, Control V. So Control C and then Control V. Okay, now my two launch templates which we created, that won't be there. See, it's empty. I mean, not empty, the one which we created just couple of minutes back, two launch templates, those things are not there. Okay, cool. Now what is the next one, Samir? So the next one is, let's talk about, okay, say for example you want to add some extra EBS volumes. Okay, so how can I do that? Okay, I'm just copying this command and I'm gonna, okay, let me close this one. Let me close, okay, so this is the one, right? Okay, cool. So say for example this is a command. Okay, now AC2 create launch template name, and this is going to be the launch template name, and version description version 1, and then launch template data. So these are all the JSON data. Okay, so this one I don't want that. So these are all the JSON data. If you copy this particular bracket from here to here, okay, and then if you press Control C, I'm sorry, okay, my mouse is acting crazy, just give me a minute. Okay, Control C, I want to go to the JSON length, and then okay, okay, validate JSON. Okay, I have to exclude this apostrophe, and then delete this. So click on valid. Okay, now see, it looks good. Okay, when you can read it easily. So you're gonna create one EBS volume with the mapping here, and then volume size is 22 gig, and the volume type is GP2, and delete on termination is true. Okay, which means when the EC2 instance gets terminated, even this instance will also get terminated. And the AMI ID. Okay, what's going to be the AMI ID? I think AMI ID. This is the updated AMI ID which I have it. So I'll copy this and then I'll paste it here. Okay. Oh gosh, 1 minute guys. Okay. Okay, let me do like this. Okay, perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the entire command. Okay, and then I'm going to the Cloud Shell. This is a Cloud Shell. Okay, now I'm going to clear the screen. Now Control V, paste it, and then you hit enter. Okay, done. Now if you see this template ID, I mean everything you got created. Now if you come here, if you refresh it, see you got one more, my template for auto scaling. But if you click on this, you can verify whether storage is there or not. If you scroll down, there is something called storage. See, this is also got created. So this is how beautiful it is if you really know how to do magic with the CLI. Okay. Now what else I can do here? If we go back, this one, okay, you can see, you can, I mean you can check, okay, what is the exact launch template you have. Okay, say for example, what is the template name? My template for auto scaling, right? Okay, so there is one thing, this command you can execute. Okay, AWS EC2 describe launch template. So if you click on this, what it does is it will just describe the launch templates like this. Control V. So if you do this, it will tell you when it was created, who created by, which is the default version we are using, all those details you will get it. Okay, now the next one is okay, what is this one? So create the version from the previous LT version. Okay, if you want to create a second version or third version, that is also possible from the previous version. So copy this and then see this launch template ID. Okay, I'm going to use this launch template ID which was created a couple of minutes back, which is this one. Okay, I want to copy this launch template ID, okay, which is for the DBS thing. Control C, and then I'm going to paste it here, and from this I'm going to create a version 2, and the image ID is going to be the same AMI Amazon Linux 2 version ID. Okay, Control V, that's all. Now if you copy this, and then if you, okay, before that, just want you guys to make sure, if you see my screen here, in the my launch template for auto scaling, click on it. if you see, there is only one version we have. See, only one version I have for my template. But after you execute this command now, you will have the second version also. That's what it's going to happen. Now you will get second version. Okay, see, the version number is 2. So how can you do that? Okay, how, just to verify, refresh the screen. Okay, so you will get the version 2 here. See, version 2 you got. So we can do that as well. So that is also important. Now the next one is, you guys know how to delete it. Okay, the next one is how to how to tell the auto scaling group to use the latest LT version. So that is a command for this. Okay, so I think I'll come back to this maybe when we do the auto scaling CLI. So let me go back. I'm clicking on ASG CLI command. So here, this command, right? So this one will tell you. Okay, let me open it in Notepad so that we can see. So this is a notepad. Now what this says, AWS auto scaling, create auto scaling group, hyphen auto scaling group hyphen name, and this is my auto scaling group name which I'm giving. Okay, maybe I'll give Samir ASG, something like this. And for auto scaling, you guys know launch template is very, very important. Okay, so which launch template I want to use, that's what it's asking. So what I will do here, let me check my launch template, which one I have. Okay, so if you click on launch template, okay, I'm going to use this one, my template for auto scaling. Copy this and then come here, and then here you have to give the launch template auto scaling, and then version is 1 or 2. So right now we have 2 versions, but I'm using 1. Now here VPZ zone identifier, this is availability zone. Okay, so these are all subnets. How many availability zones I want this? So I have 3 right now. Okay, how can you get these details? So here if you scroll down, just type VPC, click on VPC, click on subnets on the left side. Okay, so here these are all the subnet IDs I have used. Okay, say for example, this is what, 14A, right? It's ending with 14A. Okay, now if you see this, there is something called 14A is here. Okay, so this 14A, if you scroll right, it will tell you it is in 1A. So I've used 14A. This one is a 1A. And what is this one? 41A9. So if you go for 41A9, which is nothing but this one, okay, if you scroll right, it is in 1E. So likewise, this is what, 7C1. It ends with 7C1. So if you scroll right, 7C1 here, if you scroll right, it is on 1F. So I've used, you have to mention which, if you want more, you can put comma and then you can add more subnets. And then target group ARN. Okay, you are saying which target group you want to add it here. So how will you check the target group? If you click on EC2 here and then scroll down on the left side, there is something called target groups. And say for example, I want this target group here. So you have the ARN number. ARN is Amazon resource name or number. Copy this, click on copy and then come and paste it here. Okay, so I'm just copying this and then I'm pasting it here. Control V. Done. Now I'm just mentioning, okay, what is the maximum size I want, minimum size of instance, desired capacity of instance. So what exactly this will do, this will create the auto scaling group, okay, with the provided launch template which we are providing. Okay, and then it's mapping with the right load balancer target group also. So Control C. Now if you do this, let's see what happens. Clear. Control V. Okay, enter. Okay, let's see whether it's really worked out or not. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to check the auto scaling groups, whether it's created something called Samir ASG. I think that's what I gave. Okay, see, Samir ASG is created with whatever I have gave, 215 blah 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 blah. Okay, so if you click on activity, it's launching an instance also. If you click on instances, it is launching an instance as well. See, 2 instances is running. Okay, so That's how beautiful it is, the ASG. And I want to, so a lot of other things as well, so you guys can check one by one. So say for example, I want to delete the auto scaling group now. So what I will do here is I can do this one now. Okay, so let me copy this. Okay, so my auto scaling group name is what did I give? Let me check. I gave it launch template, my auto scaling group as Samir ASG, right? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna put Samir ASG. Now, if I copy and then if I paste it here, and then if you hit enter, so when calling you cannot delete them while there are instances of pending spots. Okay, so there are instances which is there running. Okay, so what I can do is there is a command actually to update the instance size, and then I can make it 0 and then you can delete it. Or there is one more command, delete with force. Let's see whether that one works or not. Okay, so forcefully I'm deleting it. So this one, if you see, instead of Samir ASG, sorry, instead of my ASG, I put Samir ASG, copying this, go to your cloud shell, control V, enter. Let's see whether it really works. Okay, it is working. Okay, now if you come back here to auto scaling group, okay, it should have been deleted, or maybe it is in progress. See, it isn't deleting because you are deleting it. Okay, perfect. So likewise guys, we have a lot of things. So I have put some important commands here. So AWS cloud, you can delete the alarms using CloudWatch CLI commands like this. Okay, and then you can see, you can set the desired capacity here. AWS auto scaling, set desired capacity. You can try this as well. Okay, you can terminate the instances using the EC2 CLI. So this would be very helpful and handy in the future guys. Yeah, thank you.